I couldn't confront myself. I couldn't look myself in the mirror. That's how I felt. The real breakthrough, I found it on the camp. Now I feel so strong. I feel so bold. I think there's nothing that I'm scared of. My name is Sibongile. My surname is Mbata. And then I'm 27 years old. I've got 2 kids. I've got a daughter. She's 8 years, and I've got a son, 3 years old. And then I was raised by my grandmother. Mm-hmm. When I grew up, I was raised by my grandmother from KZN. And then by that time, I never knew my mother. So I think I was 9 or 10 when they told me they have to let go of me because of my father was looking for me. Mm-hmm. Then that's when they started to trace my mother. They found my mother. My mother by then was staying in Lens Extension 10. And then I moved in with my mother. I was angry. I wanted answers because from that period of time where I departed with my grandmother and going to Mirrorlands, it was not nice. They made me feel good. I don't belong there. They made me feel good. And every day I wanted to know where's my mom, where's my sister? Why can't I live like other kids? So I was hoping when I found my mom, I was hoping maybe she would explain to me, you know what, I didn't neglect you, but this was the situation. But she didn't give me all the answers that I was expecting. So it was hard for me to cope. It was hard for me to understand. And I was still having that anger for my mother. She left me, she neglected me. And then the next thing, she doesn't want to explain to me what's going on. My mother would leave at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then she would come around 7 o'clock. So I had to make sure at that age of 10 years, I'm preparing everything. I cook, I fetch water, I clean the house. And each and every single mistake my mom will find, she would beat me up. So it happened that one day, I think she was angry. She used a wire, a hanger wire, and then she beat me up until the neighbors helped me. Then at the age of 11, I tried to commit suicide. By then, I was admitted in bar, I think maybe for 9 months because of the poison that I drank. Then after that 9 months, my mom thought that maybe I needed to go to church or something. Then she transferred me to Pretoria. Then that's where I spent most of my days in Pretoria in the church. And that's when the abuse began because of the bishop was sleeping with us and we were not allowed to tell. Mm-hmm. I was 13 years by that time. Mm-hmm. So you were not allowed to tell. Mm-hmm. Instead, they would use that by promoting you and saying, you're no more doing this, you're doing that.
They give you a better job.
Yeah, they give you a better job, better feeding, better things. And even if I tried to explain to my mom that when she came and visit me, I'm not in a proper place, she wouldn't listen to me, Then I was so angry. She did it again, she neglected me. Then I decided to run away because I felt I couldn't take it anymore. Then I was sharing with the teacher at school. Then she couldn't help me because of the bishop was the person that was known he's powerful around the place. So they couldn't help me. They were like, we are scared with what might happen. Then I decided to run away all the way from Mokhaneng. I came back to Joburg. Then when I came back to Joburg, I went to my mom and I knocked and tried to explain, Mom, this is what is happening. And my mom just didn't want to listen. She said, you know what, you did a bad thing by running away. That's your life there. I tried telling her the story. She just packed my bags and then took me back there. And then I tried to run away again. So when I came back, that's when I never wanted to see home again. Looking at the television, seeing abazali saying ekhumbule ekhaya buya mntanami, and my mom not doing that, I just feel it's a mistake. She doesn't think about me. She doesn't even. Okay, so when I came back, that's when I never wanted to see home again. I just told myself, I'm just gonna make means to live my life. The first thing that I did, it was, to accept each and every offer that I had. If a person said, come and sleep over, even if it's a man, I would go despite of whatever offer that he'll be offering me. I would go and accept it as long as I'll be having a shelter. I was living, but I didn't want to live by that time. And then I was just saying, let me just do it because my mom neglected me. Maybe it was a mistake. That's how I felt. So I just had to do it. And then one day I met a pastor. Then this pastor promised me, things will be better. Then he talked to me and all that, and then I felt it was my first time feeling good, feeling somebody saying something positive to me. And then I just said, maybe this is an opportunity, this is a life, this is a light. And then I gave myself to this pastor. Then he promised to get married to me, only to find out that, he was just gonna have sex with me. And then after I got pregnant, he ran away. That after giving birth to Busi, it was difficult, I had no home. Nobody wanted to keep a child who's got a child, Then from there, I didn't know what to do. And I knew Guti, giving up was not a solution because I've got a child now. And I didn't know the family of the child. So I thought, Guti, then it means I have to fight more. I have to try all the means to make this child survive. And then I went to Joburg in Poison. The first place I arrived, it was a tavern. And then when I reached there, I approached the lady and I told her that I'm looking for a job. She said, no, the only job that I have is to either become a waitress, or a cleaner. And then I just chose to be a waitress, not knowing the results of being a waitress in the place called Joburg. You become a waitress, but you have to give all the best. You wear mini skirts, you take out your body. The guys must touch you the way they want to because of their customers. Then that's the journey I took, sleeping around with different guys for money to make sure I find a place. Places are expensive in Joburg. So I had to make means. I sleep with guys, different guys, just to earn that money and to rent a place and buy food for my daughter. Until I met the guy Sonabile. His name is Sonabile. He also lives in Joburg. And he didn't tell me Guti was positive. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure Guti it's him because of the life that I was living. Then I met him. At least my life was a little bit stable. I started to take Busi to school. I started to take, my life to be settled. He's working in Gold Reef City. He's working in the HR department. So he was earning good. So we rented a flat there. So I was staying with him there. And then until I gave birth to Sipo. Then that's when I discovered that I'm HIV positive. He used to beat me up. He used to have sex with me even if I didn't want to. Angry. I felt like the world, my marriage was shutting down on me. It's like I felt I lost something in me, I lost trust in human beings. I lost faith in everything, if I may put it like that. And then I was blaming myself at the same time. But maybe if I tried my best not to go around, I wouldn't be in this position. And I felt I didn't want to leave, but I didn't have an option. I tried committing suicide, I don't know how many times, but I failed. Sometimes if I went to church, I felt God is not there. And when people say God is there, to me it was like if He was there, I wouldn't have been through such a situation. So I was blaming everyone, blaming Sonabile, I was blaming myself, I was angry at the world, I was angry at God, my mother. Facing the challenges of saying every day I must wake up and make the right decision, and at the end of the day I can't. Or maybe try to feed kids or try to make a better place, a warm place for them, and then I can't. It makes me feel good I'm a failure. And then thinking from nothing went right since I was a child. Young people rising and saying enough is enough.